Hello. Good luck.
Merhaba arkadaşlar, hepiniz IEFT Talks webinarlarına hoş geldiniz. Bugün Amerika'daki uygun fiyatlı seçenekleriyle Snow College'dan İbrahim bizlerle olacak. Lütfen sorularınızı sağ alt köşede Questions bölümünden yönlendirmeyi unutmayın. Yes, Ibrahim, the stage is yours now.
Thank you so much for the introduction. It's good to have all of you here today. I'm excited to be here to talk with you. Like was introduced, my name is Ephraim Tripp, and I come from Snow College. We are a college that is based in Utah. So I'll go ahead and share my presentation so that you can see it. Once it's sharing, there we go. So I'm excited to be here to talk a little bit about Snow College with all of you today. And so what I'll do is I'll go through my presentation initially. And then after I've completed the presentation, hopefully I will have answered a lot of your questions that you might have. But afterwards, we'll have a question and answer. If you have any questions or anything to ask, you can feel free to leave them in the question box that you have access to, or we can do question and answer in whatever format works here. I will also be leaving my some links and my contact information in the chat, as well as there will be a slide at the end with some information if you are interested in talking with me more after about any specific questions you have. But beginning our presentation concerning Snow College, we are a community college that was founded back in 1888. And we are a top 10 two-year college ranked #1 in the nation for student success by the Chronicle for Higher Education. We have wonderful small class sizes that allow for a personalized touch at the university level. We have affordable tuition, specific international student scholarships, and we are in a very safe location. We are ranked #1 in the state of Utah. You can see our state where we're located in the United States on that map. We are ranked #1 in the state of Utah as the safest college or place to study in the state of Utah. So some great things about Snow College, just to kind of briefly introduce it. But now let's dive a little bit more into some of the details. We have more than 70 different academic programs to choose from, including English as a second language. So if you are hoping to maybe improve your English a little bit and spend some time before your degree getting your English a little bit better, or you feel like maybe you can speak English well, but you're worried about your writing or your reading, this is a good opportunity to practice your English before you start your program. A lot of our students will do 1 semester or 1.5 semesters or even half a semester of English just to make sure that they're ready to tackle their academic program. But otherwise, we have great programs like business, engineering, communication, music, computer science, psychology, pre-med, software engineering, and more. Natural resources, there's plenty of different programs to choose from, and a variety of different options. So if you are interested in a specific program, we probably have something that is either like it or exactly what you are looking for. Now, as I mentioned, we are a community college, and maybe some of you are familiar with a community college and how what the difference is between a community college and a 4-year university. But let me just walk you through a little bit the benefits of a community college and why students choose to go here. Somewhere between 40 and 60% of all US students choose to go to a community college first. And I'll explain how it works. So if you were to choose to come to Snow College, what you would do, instead of going 4 years at one university, you would first do 2 years at Snow College and then 2 years at another university of your choice. Now, this could be any university really in the United States. We've had students that choose to go to Stanford or UCLA or UCF or University of Utah, right? You could choose any university after those first 2 years to transfer all of your credits to. Now, some students, when they see this model, they think that seems a little more complicated. Why would I go 2 years at one and 2 years at another? Why not just do 4 at one university? And there are a few different benefits that I'll mention briefly. The first is it is more affordable. Snow College costs less than half as much as a traditional university does on an annual basis. So you could literally be saving $10,000 to $30,000 per year, depending on what university you wanted to attend previously. So this allows you to save some money and still receive that high quality personalized education that you're looking for with, again, our ranking of #1 in the nation for student success and a personalized approach to our student body with 16 students per classroom, meaning that instead of being in a large class with possibly hundreds or even thousands of students in a classroom where your professor won't know who you are, your professors are going to know your name at Snow College. They're going to be able to help you find great internship opportunities. So that's some of the great benefits of coming to a community college. You're going to have a more affordable experience, a very high quality experience, and a personalized experience. In addition to that, we are an open admission institution. So when you apply for Snow College, there's no need for an SAT score. There's no need for a minimum GPA. There's no need for any of those things. When you apply, you are automatically accepted into Snow College. So that takes some of the competitive stress that you might feel off of you as well, so that you're able to focus on getting really good grades and doing very well academically at Snow College so that you can transfer to a university of your choice. So let's maybe look at an example of what a student has done. So here we have Karam. He is from Morocco. He just graduated from Snow College not too long ago, and he studied business. Once he finished his degree at Snow College in business, he did his 2 years in business. He then did 1 year of a business internship at a great company, and then transferred all of his credits to the University of Kansas. And because he did so well at Snow College, when they looked at his transcript and saw what he has been able to do, they granted him a full tuition scholarship. Now, this doesn't happen with all of our students, right? I can't guarantee a full tuition scholarship when you transfer, but what I can guarantee is that you will usually have a better chance for receiving transfer scholarships than you would have at receiving freshman scholarships going into a university. So when you transfer, your chances of getting a good scholarship go up, your chances of getting admitted to the university of your choice go up. So that's some of the benefits that you see. And this is a real journey and a common journey that we see. We see students going from Snow College to Northwestern Missouri. And we had a student that after he finished his 4 years, he's now doing his PhD at Johns Hopkins, one that's doing their PhD at Dartmouth, right? They get to transfer after Snow College to some great universities to continue their education. So this pathway of starting at Snow College and transferring is a great option that allows for you to have access to some great places. Now, here's some of the places that students have transferred. This is not all of them by any means. You can see on the little map some points of interest. We have partnerships with many, many universities across the United States. This map is also not even updated all the way. We have other partnerships that are not shown currently. So you're able to transfer really to most any state on a partnership transfer. But if you choose to transfer to a non-partner institution, we still send students to non-partner institutions every year. And we help you with that process as well. It's not just you figuring it out. We help you to make that transfer and be successful there. So that's kind of how all that works with a community college. And I'll do a brief review at the end as well, just to reemphasize things. Now, on to tuition and costs. This is always the big question for everybody. How much does it cost to come study in the United States? Well, it can be kind of expensive sometimes. At Snow College, it costs about $14,000 per year in tuition. Living expenses are about $4,400 per year. That includes food and room and board. And health insurance is about $1,100 per year. So the annual total comes up to about $19,500 per year. However, this is not including any scholarships or making mention of any financial aid yet, right? This is without any financial aid options included. But what's great about Snow College is we have international student-specific scholarships. And if you apply for this scholarship, you're very well guaranteed a $5,000 scholarship per year, renewable for the duration of your studies at Snow College. So it's quite simple. To be able to receive this scholarship, all you need to do is submit an application on which you write a short essay talking about your academic excellence, volunteer and extracurricular activities, and leadership activities. And like I said, this scholarship is pretty well guaranteed as long as you submit the application. So it's that simple. Make sure you submit a scholarship application so you can receive this scholarship. About 95%, actually more than that, about 98% of all our international students have a $5,000 scholarship per year from our office. And it's because they simply made sure that they applied for the scholarship. And that's a great opportunity for international students. So this makes some adjustments in what your tuition and costs look like already. Your tuition plus the scholarship goes down to $9,000 per year. Your living expenses go down to $4,400, insurance $1,100. So your annual total changes to $14,500 per year, or about $7,250 per semester, as there are 2 semesters each year that you will be studying. So this already makes a big difference, but there are additional scholarships and additional opportunities to help you to be able to save money. And I'll talk more about those in a second. In addition to having that scholarship, we want to make sure that you have great options for making these payments. So instead of having to just pay all $7,250 each semester right up front, we have an option for you to do what's called a Snow College payment plan. So basically, we would add up all your tuition, housing, meal plan, everything together. We would put it all together, and then we would split that payment in anywhere to over the course of 2 to 5 months, depending on what payment that you choose. The average down payment for the payment plan is about $2,400. So students up front need to pay about $2,400, and then the rest of the semester they pay about $1,600 per month. Now that's the average payment plan, which is a 3-month payment plan. However, if you were to choose a 5-month payment plan, you could pay less per month if that's something that you wanted to do. But if you prefer to pay the entire balance right up front, that is also an option. But we want to make sure that you have a few different choices on how you can make the payments, since we realize that sometimes the financial side of things can be a bit stressful. So we want to ease that burden, make it so you don't have to feel that stress. In addition to scholarships, we also have on-campus employment. So if you decide you want to get a job while you're at Snow College, then you would be able to get a job. And most of our international students currently have employment on campus. We also have some great athletic opportunities. We have men's and women's soccer, basketball, football, volleyball, esports, rodeo, and more. So if you're interested in pursuing a sport while you're here, there are athletic scholarships available, and you are able to try out for these teams and try and pursue athletics. And our teams do very, very well, top 10 in the nation, typically most years, and they are able to compete in the national championship many, many times as well in the years past. Now, housing is also an important thing that people are always concerned about. We do offer on-campus housing as well as off-campus housing. The benefit to on-campus housing is that you will be able to pay for your housing in that payment plan that we talked about. So it makes it so you don't have to split the payments away from your tuition and everything. But the off-campus housing is also a great option. It would just mean you would have to work with a private landlord to take care of the payments for your housing. We do have shared and private rooms. Obviously, a private room is a little more expensive, but if you prefer to be in your own room, we do have that option. But otherwise, you can share a room with some other students and have a chance to kind of interact with people from different countries, from the United States, which is a great chance to learn and to experience the culture. Plus, on-campus and off-campus housing are within walking distance from the university. So that makes things simple for you getting to class. Just some pictures of Snow College as well. We have some great fun times as well. We have all 4 seasons, so spring, summer, fall, and winter. We are entering the fall season, so the leaves are changing colors on the mountains, and it's beautiful this time of year. We have some of the greatest snow on earth, and we love to take our students skiing and snowboarding, as well as to national parks, color festivals, go to see Christmas lights, professional basketball games. We don't want you to just have an academic experience. We want you to have a cultural experience and experience the United States and what Utah has to offer specifically while you're at Snow College. Okay, last slide, and then I'll be done talking before answering some questions. The admission process is very basic. Like I said, we are an open admission institution, which means we do not require a minimum GPA or an SAT. If you apply, you are automatically accepted. We do not require an English proficiency score. However, I do recommend it, as it typically will help you to be able to get your visa if you are looking to pursue an academic program. However, if you are looking to pursue an ESL or an English program, then you don't have to submit an English proficiency score. We have an English proficiency score or an English proficiency test on campus that you can take. But for those who are wanting to submit one, we do accept the TOEFL, IELTS, Duolingo, and some others as well, but these are the main three. And you can see the minimum scores there: TOEFL 63, IELTS 6.0, and Duolingo 95. And those scores will test you out of our English program automatically. So if you have received these scores already, please submit them with your application. And the simple steps are included below the application process. You apply online. You can use the QR code or that link that's listed there. And step 2 does say pay an application fee, but if you are here today, then you do not need to pay that application fee. You get that application fee waived. So no application fee. All you would need to do is, when filling out the application, there will be a step that says agent. In that agent space, you would need to write the IEFT fare, right, as your agent. And that would help me to know that, oh, okay, they came to this fair, so we can waive their application fee. So that's a great opportunity as well. No application fee if you apply. And then you would need to submit a few documents: your diploma, a bank statement, and your passport. Once that's all submitted, though, you are completely admitted to Snow College, and you are able to receive your documents, get your visa, and come to Snow College and start your process into coming to Snow College. That's everything that I have. Thank you so much for your attention. And I will go ahead and jump into some questions. And if you are interested in talking with me more after as well, you can take this information here and reach out to me. I can come in, it's okay, I'll come and look at these questions here in the question box here. We have a couple of questions, it looks like. It looks like I may have answered that question for you, Sergen. Is there an English language requirement? Again, there is not necessarily an English language requirement. It's not required that you take one. However, if you do choose to take an English proficiency exam, which I do recommend, then do the TOEFL score is 63, IELTS 6.0, and Duolingo 95. Again, if you are looking to do an academic program, I would recommend taking an English proficiency exam. If you're just hoping to come to Snow College and learn English, then you don't need to take one. Okay, do you have any specific partner companies for internship opportunities? Great question. We do have some great internship opportunities and connections. Because you have a very personalized experience with Snow College, some of the companies that our students will go and work for are suggestions that are given directly from the professors. So the professors are very commonly helping our students to go and get great internships. We've had students do internships with Mercedes, with Amazon, with some big software startups in Utah or in California, New York. Really, they've gone most anywhere and experienced those some great internships. And a great benefit to being at Snow College as well is after you graduate from those first 2 years, you can do your first internship. And after you graduate your second 2 years at another university, you can do a second internship. So instead of just one internship or 1 year of internships, you get 2 chances for internships with Snow College. So great partners with Snow College. for internships, as well as 2 times the opportunities for great internships. Great question. Another question we have here, could you please let us know a little bit about social clubs for your current students? Great question as well. Our student life is really, really good at Snow College. We have over 50 different clubs, and there are international students that start up their own clubs every semester. So we have everything from the international club to the karate club to the Dungeons and Dragons. We have a huge variety of different clubs that students create. So it allows for you to take part in some fun things, or even to start your own. If you wanted to start your own club and be the president of that club and gain some experience in leadership, you could do that. That's another great benefit to Snow College. We're not an enormous university, which means that your chances for leadership are much, much higher. How is the international student percentage at Snow College? We have about 300 international students on campus out of 5,000 total students. So that puts us at about 8%, right? International students, roughly somewhere around 6 to 8%. However, each semester we are increasing our number of international students. So we're expecting in the next 3 to 5 years to reach somewhere between 500 and 800 international students, which will allow for us to have that higher percentage. So every year we're growing in numbers, and we love to have our international students. They're very engaged and very involved on campus. Good question. Another question, what are the popular programs among international students? Most of our international students are getting engaged with our engineering programs. We have software engineering, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, aerospace, and many, many others. Even general engineering, if you're not sure which one you want to pursue, as well as computer sciences, business, entrepreneurship, music, communication, education. Those are all really common ones that students choose, but we also have a lot of students that choose to do art or other humanities programs, which we offer at Snow College, including political science or international relations. So those are some of the really common ones that we have to offer, but really we have a large variety of choices that they choose. Housing options, I did mention this earlier. There's on-campus housing and off-campus housing. On-campus just means that it is owned by Snow College and you can pay for the housing with your payment plan. And if you have, or you can choose off-campus housing as well. And both choices offer private and shared rooms, which means you can be in a room by yourself or with a roommate. However, you will be sharing those dorms, the entire area, with other students. It's just whether or not you want a private room. So those are kind of the options. And again, like I said, it's all within walking distance. So everything's very close proximity. Good question. Any Turkish alumni? Yes, we do have some Turkish alumni. One of our Turkish alumni that just graduated this last semester, just transferred to another university in Utah. He graduated I believe, in business, and he is now over at Weber State University studying. And him and one of the other international students from Egypt are dating, and they both went up to Weber State and are both studying together up there. So it's fun to see some of the connections that you make, the people you meet from other countries, and the chances you have to build those relationships. So it's really good to have that. But we would love to continue to build our number of Turkish alumni. We have additional ones who have come in the past, but we want to strengthen that alumni base and have some more wonderful Turkish students. Some other Turkish students that we had came this past year, and now we have 2 of them that are both doing internships. They were both doing, I believe, social media marketing and business, and they both have wonderful internships back in Istanbul that they are doing right now. They came for a 1-year program through the Department of State. So a couple more of our Turkish students are being very successful in their endeavors right now with internships. Good questions. Here's another question. Could you give details about scholarships, and could you give details about dormitory opportunities, visa process? Yes, let me walk you through a little bit. Let's start with kind of scholarships. So scholarship opportunity, again, we offer a $5,000 scholarship to all international students. And all that needs to happen is that you would fill out an application for that scholarship. And what I'll do is I will share that. If you're interested in that scholarship, I'm happy to share that with you. Please reach out to me via the email that I shared, and I can share that in the chat as well. So here's my email in the chat if you didn't have a chance to grab it. I will share that scholarship application with you if you're interested. There's also academic, leadership, and merit scholarships you can apply for. So you can receive a scholarship for being a student body officer, receive a couple $1,000s for that. You could receive a scholarship for having really good grades or being a part of our honors program, or just a scholarship that you write an essay for and compete to receive. So there's a lot of different opportunities for scholarships. And the visa process, for those of you not familiar with how this works, after you apply for Snow College and are admitted, we will send you some documents, including a document called an I-20. Using that document and your admission documents, you will need to set up an appointment at your embassy, the closest embassy to you, and have a visa interview to receive what is called an F1 visa, which is a student visa for the United States. Once you are able to receive that visa, you'll be able to set up your travel plans, and we'll help you to get all the details together on what you need to do to enter. But we'll make sure that we inform you on the process and next steps as you move forward. So the first step, of course, make sure you apply and get admitted. Then you'll receive the documents and instructions for the next steps. And because of how much it costs, right? So it costs about $19,500 per year. There is a government requirement that for the bank statement that you submit with your application, we need proof that you have at least $19,500 available for your first year of studies. You don't have to pay anything up front. You don't need to pay any of your tuition until you are registered for classes, but we do need proof that you have the funding available. So you would need to submit a bank statement showing that you have the funding available before you're able to receive your admission documents. But I think that answers most of those questions there. And receiving a residence permit. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that, but I will talk about getting residency in the United States. If you are a U.S. citizen by any chance, I don't know if we have any U.S. citizens here or dual citizens who are both Turkish and U.S. citizens. We have that happen sometimes. The difference is for that is that you will receive Utah residency after 1 year if you are a U.S. citizen. Again, not as a Turkish resident, but as a U.S. citizen, right? So you will receive residency after 1 year, and your tuition will change to resident tuition instead of non-resident tuition after 1 year. But that is only applicable, again, to U.S. citizens. Otherwise, you can expect the tuition to stay the same as an international student for the duration of your studies. That's all the questions that I see in the question box. I'll quickly go through and just make sure there's no other ones here. After finishing school, that's a good question. It is pretty difficult to remain in the United States after finishing school, right? It is a challenge. The United States does not make it easy. I will be honest with you there. However, the benefits to studying in the United States are the internship opportunities that you get. So after you graduate from Snow College after 2 years, and after you graduate from another university after 2 years, you can do 1 year of internships. And sometimes those internships are able to turn into a work visa, which one of our students was able to receive recently. But again, it can be quite a challenge to be able to remain in the United States after, as the F1 visa is meant to help you to study in the United States, do an internship or a couple of internships, and then return to your home country after that. So that is the typical journey for most of our students, is for them to study in the United States, complete their degree, and some of them go on to a master's or a PhD and continue to study after they finish. And some continue to work in the United States after, but a lot of them will return to their home country or another country to go and do their work that they would like to do. But it all depends on what you want to do. If you want to stay in the United States, there's a process and it is competitive, but it is possible. So that's kind of a basic explanation of how all that works. But thank you guys for your wonderful questions. This has been a great session and some great questions. Again, if you are interested in Snow College, you want to get your application fee waived, you want those scholarships, please reach out to me at my email or at the WhatsApp number that you received from the screen that I shared. And again, remember, Snow College is a great affordable option, right? We are a very personalized option. We allow you to transfer to other institutions very easily. And we are an open admission institution, which means that if you apply, you're accepted automatically. So thank you for your time, and I look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you very much for the great presentation, Ibrahim. It was very informative for the attendees. And you covered all of the questions. Thank you for your answers too. And also I would like to thank the participants in Turkish as well. Katıldığınız için teşekkür ederiz arkadaşlar. Umarım sizin için de faydalı bir webinar olmuştur. Snow College ile ilgili diğer sorularınız için chat kısmında paylaşılmış olan mail adresinden İbrahim ile iletişime geçebilirsiniz. Aynı zamanda WhatsApp numarası da görünüyor ekranda şu anda. Bir sonraki webinarlarımızda görüşmek üzere. Thank you very much again, Ibrahim. It was nice to have you in IEFT Talks.
Thank you for having me. I was glad to be here.
Okay, so we can wrap it up and see you next time.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.